To mark the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz camps, Praxis Greece created a radio broadcast on this International Day.
January 27th marked the liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau in 1945, a moment that revealed the scale of the horrors of the Holocaust. Over 6 million Jewish men, women, and children, 500,000 Tsigans, and a lot more groups were murdered by the Nazi regime, alongside countless others targeted for their ethnicity, beliefs, or identities.
Across the world, communities come together to ensure that history is never forgotten. Here in Ceres, we marked this day with an educational exhibition at the local theatre Asteria, bringing stories of resilience and remembrance to life. Throughout the day, attendees explored a powerful exhibition that documented the horrors of the Holocaust, reminding us not only of the past, but of our responsibility in the present. The exhibition served as a space for education, reflection, and dialogue. The International Day of Remembrance for the Victims of the Holocaust is not just about looking back. It's about ensuring that never again is more than just words. Education is key in the fight against intolerance, and events like this help keep the memory alive. If you couldn't join us in person, take a moment today to read a survivor's testimony, visit a museum, or simply reflect on the lessons of history. Because remembrance is a responsibility we all share.
To pay tribute to all victims of the Holocaust, we decided to read extracts of memoirs and novels written by survivors of these atrocities. So sit back and take time to reflect as we are talking about the darkest pages of human history. Auschwitz is everywhere, but it is nowhere. You carry it with you like a secret code, an invisible tattoo on your skin that everyone suspects, but no one wants to see. You try to speak of it, but there are no words big enough to hold its weight. You try to forget, but forgetting feels like betrayal. It is the place that defines you, yet you can never truly explain it to anyone who wasn't there.
It's difficult in time like this. Idols, dreams, and cherished hopes rise within us, only to be crushed by grim reality. It's a wonder I haven't abandoned all my idols. They seem so absurd and impractical. Yet I cling to them because I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at earth. It simply can't build up my hopes and a foundation consisting of confusion, misery, and death. I see the world gradually being turned into the wilderness. I hear the every approaching thunder, which will destroy us too. I can feel the suffering of millions. And yet, if I look up into the heavens, I think that it will all come right.
I kept wondering why I wasn't crying. I thought about my home, about my father, about the life I'd had, and I felt a strange detachment, as though all those things had belonged to someone else. There were no tears left in me, only the sense that I was no longer the boy I had been before, and that I could never be that boy again. The camps have a way of teaching you that there's no time for sorrow, only for survival.
Sometimes the mystery is not great that I cannot contain it within myself, and it splits over into the world around me. And yet, in the midst of all this, there is still so much beauty. It is a strange paradox. Then, if the face of death, life can still feel so vibrant, so full. I have to believe that even the smallest act of kindness can hold meaning ever again.
Never shall I forget that night, the first night in camp, which has turned my life into one long night, 7 times cursed and 7 times sealed. Never shall I forget that smoke. Never shall I forget the little faces of the children, whose bodies I saw turned into wreaths of smoke beneath a silent blue sky. Never shall I forget whose flames, which consumed my faith forever. Never shall I forget that nocturnal silence, which deprived me, for all eternity, of the desire to live. Never shall I forget these things, even if I am condemned to live as long as God Himself. Never.
We who lived in the concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the earth confronting others, giving away their last piece or bread. They may haven't been few in a number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of the circumstances, to choose one's way.
When you come back from the dead, you are neither alive nor dead. You exist in the space between. I could feel the weight of the camp on my shoulders, the smell of burning flesh in my nostrils. How can you explain to someone what it feels like to walk free, but still be chained by the ghosts of those you left behind? You cannot. The words die in your throat, just as they died on theirs.
Thank you for watching. If this message resonates with you, share this video, spread awareness, and let's keep the conversation going.